right, welcome back. Another episode of Ep4 Sports Talk Syndicate. I'm Adel, got my man King Low.
King Low, the rock star live in your area.
For sure. So, there's a little bit of UFC that went on over the weekend. Really no need to get into that because so much done went on in boxing with Terrence Crawford. We pretty much is gonna jump into that. So, Crawford, Spence, what was your thoughts, King Low?
Well, you know, I was a little disappointed because right when the fight started, the fight ended pretty much. Kell Brook was looking good for the first 3 rounds or whatever. After that, however, you know, it was all downhill. You know what I mean? So, you know, I felt like he shouldn't have been hurt like he was. You know what I mean? From that shot. But nevertheless, you know, Crawford did what he had to do. Definitely still one of the best pound for pound. However, he's going to have to be tested. Yeah. Period. Yeah. With the higher echelon fighters. Period. I mean, just for his legacy. Because right now, even though I believe, ESPN going to have him #1 pound for pound. First of all. But in all actuality, you got a few people. You got, not only do you got Errol Spence, you got, of course, Teofimo. I mean, so when we talking about pound for pound, I mean, he lacks that big
resume.
Test.
That resume. His resume not up to par, especially in that weight division he in. Because you got to think, that's the toughest weight class really out there. I mean, you got the young crew in that 130 range, 130, 135 with Teofimo, Garcia, and all them. That's them. But the real weight class, a thoroughbred, is that 147 division. For there to be so many names, he hadn't fought any of them. But beating Kell Brook is a good name to put on there. The problem is, as we suspected, or I guess the question for me was Kell Brook, and you mentioned it too on the last episode, was he up to snuff? You know what I'm saying? I think we found out that orbital issues with his eyes came into play, and it was obvious, because that one shot in the eyes it wouldn't hurt anybody else in that division. None of the elite fighters. It wouldn't even hurt a Danny Garcia, to be honest. So I hate the fact that he wasn't tested the way we kind of wanted to see. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's still a good win. He did what he had to do. For a guy with a bad orbital bone or whatever the issue was, he got him out of there with the shot and got him, yeah, exactly. But he got him out of there.
Both eyes.
Yeah, and it didn't drag on for 12 rounds. Not to get back on the whole Kevin Haney, no power thing, but he showed he got power for that division, which is good, and he got him out of there. But also, one thing I like about Crawford too is he does want to finish. He has a nice little killer instinct. Yeah. Not only that he likes to finish, but the motherfucker likes to fight. Yeah. So when you see him fight, he's not gonna bring no Floyd Mayweather soft shit. Yeah, he ain't bringing that.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I have nothing against Terrence Crawford. I like him. And I mean, I think he's a phenomenal boxer, but again, he gotta get on that other side of the street, which leads me to the next. You have Bob Arum. Yep. Bob Arum straight shitting on his top fighter, complaining about money. Complaining, you know what I'm saying, he needs to sell fights like Teofimo does, like Garcia does, just totally shitting on arguably
the pound for pound best,
one of the top pound for pound fighters, period.
Yep.
I mean, just total disrespect. It shows the fucking plantation mentality that he has. He's always been known as a fucking tightwad, and that's why people don't want to even deal with him. In fact, while he was talking about this Manny Pacquiao fight that's supposed to be in the works, I'm hearing that Manny Pacquiao was looking to fight Errol Spence precisely because of Bob Arum and his money. So that's a that's a rumor. You know, the dude don't want to, and I understand that we dealing with COVID and everything else. But if you feel a certain way, saying shit like, we're losing money. The question is, do we want to keep them? Oh, I could buy a house in Beverly, a mansion in Beverly Hills with the money that I've used with Terrence Crawford. Just totally fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking say that is fucking racist. A fucking plantation mentality. He the best motherfucker on your fucking roster.
Yeah, no
and this
doubt.
is how disrespectful this devil has to say. This is fucking ridiculous.
And the worst part is, I listened to one of the interviews. It was on Fight Hype, and he was saying how it cost him $500,000 to do the whole COVID thing and make a bubble or whatever they call it. And he was saying that people like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence don't understand that that's part of what's going on, so they can't get the big payday.
I mean, a gate with Spence and Crawford would be maybe $4 or $5 million at least.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a pandemic, it's nothing. It's nothing. It does, Again, all that has to be taken into account. And fighters being fighters, they don't realize the situation caused by the pandemic. They just don't realize it. Athletes in other sports don't really realize it.
But we saw Canelo's deal fall apart over this stuff.
I mean, look at the situation where a promoter puts on a major fight, relies on pay-per-view revenue, which may or may not be there because the best buyers of pay-per-view are the ones that do a party in their house and buy the. We don't have that now, obviously, because of the pandemic. And secondly, you don't have the revenue from the gate. You don't have the revenue from closed circuit. You don't have so much of the revenue streams that it's very, very hard to do. This fight tonight, we're only being able to do thanks to ESPN. But look, we have no gate, no ancillary revenue, and it's costing us in this great bubble that we have, and with all the expenses, close to $500,000. So now instead of a plus, the gate less expenses is a plus item, you start out minus $500,000.
So you mean to tell me, let's just be honest, only the niggas don't understand that the money ain't the same, but yet they still fighting? See, this ain't making sense to me, other than he's just a racist. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And when I say racist, I know a lot of these new folk, Black Lives Matter, all that bullshit, they think of racism as something completely different. We talking about the underlying fact of what goes on in corporate America in reference to how they deal with black people, and most importantly, black entertainers. I won't just say athletes, entertainers. We see the same shit go on in the music business. As far as they're quick to get over on them. Like they don't eat like a lot of the white artists or athletes eat. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people like Peyton Manning who's still in major commercials, got, I won't say TV shows, but he has a show on the ESPN Plus app, or the ESPN app, I should just say that. But anyway, but you don't see, it's not the same standard. Like, you take Lomachenko, for example. They had no problem putting Lomachenko, getting him fights or whatever. And plus, that's your job as a promoter, to promote these fights. And it's also your job to put him in position to fight big fights. That's something that's a Bob Arum problem. It's not a Terrence Crawford problem, because he has exciting fights. You know, while we can question the people that he's fought, but as we all know, if you're not Floyd Mayweather or Canelo Alvarez, you don't pick your fights like you want to. So that's something that's beyond him, to me. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show you, Lomachenko, I mean, he got some decent names on his list, but at the same time, I don't see you complaining about the people that he fought and promoting his fights. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but at the same time, I don't want to get too much into that, but the guy was clearly, and this is, you could tell it was just sour grapes, because let's be honest, and I hope this happens. If he crossed the street and go to PBC, Al Heyman would now have control of the most dominant weight class, period. And they will be fighting each other.
And they will be, and Al Heyman will snatch him up with the quickness, as would any fucking promoter in their right mind.
Room.
I'm gonna tell you something else too.
Yeah.
I think that Arum probably heard those rumblings from about Terrence Crawford not necessarily being satisfied. You know what I'm saying? With his current boxing situation. So this could be something also to save face. At the same time, it still is very racist and disrespectful. Not only that, but it shows that he doesn't care about boxing. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't care about, you don't have love for the sport. It's all about you. Because this motherfucker not missing no goddamn meals. Boxing have made this motherfucker. The blood, sweat, and tears of niggas then made you. Then got you motherfucking rich. And then you take your fat old ass and got the nerve to disrespect arguably the best pound for pound fighter.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, and then
you know what I'm saying?
Not only that, to really get into the racist part of it. Now let's look at what Al, think about this in history. Now we already know, especially white people, especially in that generation where he is from. Let's just be honest. He's from that generation of segregation. So let's not even forget that. We can't discount that.
Yep.
They go for any of them in their 60s, or I say 50 and above. But anyway, think about this. What happened to HBO boxing? People forget. They'll say PBC ended it. They won't say a brother did it. See? Plus Al Heyman, you never see him. But again, for a white man, and is he Jewish? Anyway, regardless.
You know what? I don't know.
Hey, that's a question. But anyway, you gonna lose to this black man who could end Top Rank? Because if he snatched this fighter up, then you got Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, stealing U.S. fighters too. You got a problem there. You just gonna ride the Tyson Fury wave? You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy now. If he take Terrence Crawford, you have literally no fighters. I mean, you got a couple, but none of them are like big contractual fighters. But if Heyman keep doing what he's doing, because apparently he's taking care of his fighters, if he keep doing what he's doing, his fighters will court other fighters. Kind of like to go on another subject, I guess I'll go ahead and say how I started down this road. The way Golden State got Kevin Durant to go there. Kevin Durant had no interest to go there, but it took Steph, Clay, Draymond Green, and Iguodala to invite him on a boat and sell him on coming to Golden State. So now you got this situation to where you got this stable of boxers. Now they'll court other boxers. And now the grumblings and the rumbles of the issues with Top Rank, and we see it now. Especially if you're a black fighter, you shouldn't even be over there. Exactly. And then another thing too. Now how does that look? Hold on, give me one thing. Now here's the thing. Now how does that look now? All the black fighters fighting for Al Heyman, and not all the good black fighters fighting for Al Heyman.
That part.
That's
now,
what's killing
not only
me.
that.
Go ahead.
And then from a fan's perspective, I mean, they didn't put boxing back on TV, PBC.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? From what I understand, at least 3 different networks.
It was more than that. Remember, it was on CBS and NBC. Remember, because Sugar Ray was doing it. So go ahead,
Okay. Yep. So he has brought so many more fans to boxing. I mean, we didn't barely have boxing on TV. Not only that, they're exciting cards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, not the last one with King Kong Ortiz where he beat the dude. Are they still holding his purse?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, they said anybody took a dab, or was it a clothesline? But anyway, PBC put on some fantastic fights.
He hit him with his bicep or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the thing is, they keep.
But again, they brought it back
content.
to TV. You know.
Yeah, they keep something for us to watch every week. Not to mention the Charlos over there. We can't forget that. You know?
Oh yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, Canelo don't know the Charlos fight for PBC, do he?
Yeah, of course he know that. Of course he know that. You know that.
He ducking him.
But I'm gonna tell you,
ducking him.
another thing Al Heyman says I didn't like. He was saying how basically Al Heyman need him to make pay-per-views because of the Fury Wilder fight, 30% or something like that, bought it from the ESPN Plus app. That don't mean shit because number one, that fight didn't draw huge numbers. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think we all heard in the last couple of weeks how many people got laid off of ESPN because of the ESPN app and they done dropped like half of their subscribers or whatever. So that ain't got nothing to do with anything there. But that's just you being mad, being a bitch because you got this black dude who, again, HBO is gone because of all of those fighters went to PBC and elsewhere. You know, and let's be honest. ESPN don't have a name fighter really. Because it looked like Canelo gonna sign with Matchroom. Because Canelo know he can't, I don't see him signing with PBC. That's some shit. Because he would definitely have to get in that ring with them Charlos. Yeah. That's gonna have to happen.
Well, yeah, and it's too many names over there, you know. Yeah. Canelo want to be the captain of his ship.
Yeah.
And, you know, that shit is just not finna be happening.
Nah.
You know, cherry picking and all of that shit and running the show for no PBC.
Yeah.
Especially when you barely want to fight as it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, you're right. That's definitely not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, you know.
But he is finna fight
Callum Smith.
That boy Callum Smith. Yeah. What you think about that?
I mean, dude, he's better than his brother, I'll tell you that. But again, it just, you know, it's more, to me, it's still not a quality opponent. And again, why is it he's the only fighter that get to pick who he wants to fight? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why is he the only fighter that gets to pick who he wants to fight? And it's almost disrespectful to the fighters that, you know what I'm saying, that he calls them out to where, you know what I'm saying, that's who I'm gonna fight next. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's cherry picking like the fighters that he know that he can beat. Now I'll say this too though, Callum Smith, he's a lot better than his brother. And it'd be an interesting fight. Now I remember whenever he won his last fight on the Zone, I think that Canelo fight did come up. But but it was never really a true possibility. I don't know what happened to the Caleb Plant situation, but you know, again, you know, if you Bob Arum, you talking about trying to sell Bud Crawford, who obviously doesn't have his high price tag as Canelo Alvarez. You talking about, you know, he talking about the gate sales and all, how much, you know, money you get at the gate because nobody's able to come to them arenas because of COVID. Which, you know, again, I think black people do understand, black fighters do understand they won't see that kind of gate money. But regardless, how do you sell a Canelo fight against another fighter that doesn't really have a name? You know what I'm saying? Especially in a weight division where there aren't really any names at 168. So, I mean, what you think about that at all? You know, if you got any desire to see it?
You know, I think that it's gonna be fluff. I mean, I'm gonna watch the fight. You know what I mean? He's coming out of that contract dispute, which he ended up winning. They saying that it's probably the fight. funny enough, is gonna be on DAZN.
Yeah.
At least that's what they talking about.
Because it's through Matchroom, I believe.
Yeah. So they still gonna have to pay him. I mean, I honestly think that it's just gonna be another win for Canelo.
Yeah.
I think he gonna come in. I think he gonna have all his supplements. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
he gonna be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But again, we need to see him fight these people that have been fucking calling him out.
Yeah.
You know, again, where is the honor? Because here it is, look. We know that Terrence Crawford wants that Errol Spence fight.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
And vice versa.
And vice versa. And we know Errol Spence want that for now. We're gonna have to see how Errol Spence is looking coming off that accident.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about that, you know, because he's fighting Garcia, which is gonna be a fucking quality opponent, you know. Yeah. And he got everything. He actually has everything to lose. Know what I mean? And Garcia tired of taking these losses from these top tier fighters.
Yeah.
That said, I still think that Errol can get him, but we're gonna have to see. We talk about Kell Brook being in those two battles with both, first of all, Golovkin and then Errol Spence.
Don't forget Porter too.
So we need to see.
He went 12 rounds with Porter.
12 rounds with Porter. Know what I mean? And he had to give it his all to pull that one out. Yeah. You know, that's his best victory to date. Yeah. Period. And that's what he should go out on, because I do think that he needs to retire. Yeah. You know, but we need to see what toll that took on Errol Spence's body too, you know. Yeah. So I'm a little bit antsy about that because, you know, I think both of the brothers, both Bud, Terrence Crawford, and Errol Spence, I think they class acts, personally. You know what I mean? Young, Errol Spence, made his mistake. I just hope that that's the last mistake, and I just hope that it didn't harm his body too much, and that he could just go on and bounce back from that. So what do you think about that, boss? Maybe
it may affect him I'm hoping it'll affect him more on the tail end of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so young now, maybe he can, because I see his, I guess they call it swag nowadays, but I see his bravado when he said he don't need a tune-up fight. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's some alpha shit. So I like that. So it tells me the guy, he is who he is. It ain't like the Deontay Wilder where we wondering where he is mentally, I guess I should say. But I really think I think he'll be all right now. I think this is when his youth gonna kind of pay off. But I will say this though, it's gonna be a good fight, and that's good. Again, talking about PBC. So, and I think if this fight does well, which I hope it goes at least 10 rounds. If it does well, that's gonna be something that'll definitely bring Terrence Crawford over there, and it's gonna make Top Rank look like, just a bunch of, I won't say not amateur fighters, because I think a lot of those fighters are good fighters, but they don't sell to the general public. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a lot of the lighter weight guys who don't get people out. You know what I'm saying? They'll box 12 rounds. It'd be a damn good fight, but they're not named fighters, which is gonna be something that he gonna have to deal with. So anyway, I guess to get back on the Canelo.
Well, he got 2 more fights on his contract. Okay. Crawford does with Bob Arum. I'm really hoping Bob Arum talking this shit will just fucking release him. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Just release him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, since you're not doing right by him. Yeah. I mean, just totally I just can't believe, even if you fucking feel that way. Yeah. As a promoter, why the fuck would you even say that shit?
That. You can't even, there's no reason to feel that way. There's no reason, because you are lining them up, he's knocking them out. There's nothing more you can ask for from a promoter's perspective. You line them up, as most fighters tell you, they line them up, it's my job to knock them out. And he has literally done that. You know what I'm saying? So don't give me this shit other than just some racist shit. That's the only thing I can see. Because again, you got other fighters.
But you act like, and here it is, you know that the motherfucking, you know about all of this COVID shit. Yeah. So nigga, everybody is losing money. And you don't need no motherfucker. You set for fucking life, and you finna kick the bucket soon anyway. So even if you are losing money, everybody, why? My thing is, why fucking even mention it? And then in the just fucking disrespectful manner, and he lucky and Bud even responded like with class. Know what I mean? Saying that, well, you know, I'm not gonna take my pay cut. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like Loma didn't take his pay cut. You know, and why should he? Just like you said, lining them up, he knocking them out, and he one of the top 5 names in boxing.
Period.
Pure
D.
For years. Pure D.
Yeah. But back when we talking about, I gotta say this. Canelo, this fight is supposed to be in December. So in better news, they're supposed to also have the Campbell Garcia undercard. Remember you said that the COVID shit pushed that back, so it looked like it did. But it's supposed to be the undercard, so that winner probably gonna face Devin Haney. So that's the only plus. And also my boy Julio Cesar Martinez supposed to fight on that card too, which would be cool to see him. He bring it every time, but so that'd be good to see that Campbell Garcia. I think that's gonna really, you know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna change a lot. If Garcia puts on a performance and he beats Campbell, that's gonna bring more attraction to him. So, and again, it's more talk. It's more talk with that in that weight class too. But I also think if Campbell wins, I know a lot of people be mad, but I like it because you now bring another person in that fold with Teofimo, Haney, and all of them, Tank Davis. You would now have to throw in Luke Campbell amongst all of them, and you still can't count out Garcia. So I think that's pretty cool to have that as an undercard. You know, I just saw that today.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Even though I was looking forward, it was gonna be. Wasn't it supposed to be? Was it gonna be this weekend?
This weekend or next weekend?
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah,
most definitely, I'm looking forward to that one because that's a test that we need to see. You know, we need to see Ryan Garcia get tested as well, and then we gonna have to see after that. Then we can see the matchup between, you know, him and maybe Haney. I'm gonna tell you one thing about Haney though. Your boy Gary Russell not only, like as you said, licking his chops, but now Gervonta Davis is licking his chops, man, because of that power.
Yeah, or lack thereof. But I'm gonna tell you something else.
Yeah, because of the power. Yeah, exactly.
But here's the problem,
the lack thereof of the power.
Here's the problem, though. That Campbell Garcia is the lightweight title eliminator. So he's actually supposed to be that person to fight him. You know what I'm saying? So this is actually what the purpose of this fight of Campbell Garcia is for that belt. Unless they somehow come to some type of agreement to where they're gonna have to pay off Garcia to not take the fight. But with that being said, I don't know if Garcia if Garcia win, I don't know if there's any amount of money that you can pay him to not get a belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude want a belt, not to mention it's the green belt, so, you know, WBC belt. So that's another thing that's involved in all of this. But again, even if he loses to, even David Haney loses, I still don't want to see him fight Tank after that. Shit, I like watching Tank fight anyway. Because there's always this possibility that he can knock somebody out or get knocked out.
Get knocked out because he's been getting hit so much.
Yeah, he throw defense out the window, so a lot of times. So, but again, like I say, it's still, and again, and I wish these fighters could, you know, hear this. We really don't care if you win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as y'all fight each other, you know what I'm saying, and put on great performances. You know what I'm saying? Like Errol Spence and Crawford, I don't see a loser in that fight. You know, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Just like whenever Spence and Porter fought, even Thurman. You know, bring Keith Thurman back. Bring in AB. Put AB back in the fold. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great. Hey, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be somebody. I mean, Thurman a Thurman Crawford fight will be a great fight.
Yeah.
I'd even like to see what Crawford could do against an AB. You know what I'm saying? Because AB ain't going nowhere.
AB.
You feel what I'm saying? AB.
Yeah, he ain't quitting.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to knock AB out.
Yeah, so.
You know what I mean? Even Maidana couldn't knock him out.
Yeah. And my man, he get a lot of credit for that, though. He ended that fight on his feet. And then people forget he sat Porter down in that 12th round, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, he sat old Porter down. But again,
if our boy would just box and let them hands go.
He could do that,
Exactly.
Yeah, got love for AB. Yeah, got love for AB. But again, another thing too about AB, you talking about promoting. It was funny, no matter who he brought to the ring with him, the rapper he'll bring in, that became the #1 song in the nation. Remember that nigga ain't worried about nothing shit?
Oh yeah, that was shit.
Never even heard that song. So he brought him out, and all of a sudden everybody's singing it. People that don't even watch boxing, that song became a real hit then. And just even bringing them rappers through like that and just being so crunk as he came to the ring. And before the ring, remember he came to the stadium for the Maidana fight?
Oh man, that's the most classic, most hilarious entrance when he entering the fucking building, getting out the car.
Yeah.
Hey, he was in the parking structure.
Yeah.
Somebody had to pick AB up. Remember, man, they went all the way down almost. Somebody had to pick AB up by the collar, lift him back up.
Yeah. But again, you know what I'm saying?
AB.
But that's somebody that we still want to see him fight. So it'd be interesting to see how all of that kind of shape up. Especially, I'm actually hoping, because of Bob Arum's comments, I'm actually hoping that he let Crawford go. Crawford go on. He can go to Matchroom, whatever. But Arum, he the same old racist motherfucker that they was talking, that Muhammad Ali had issues with. All them black fighters. It's just Bob Arum. That's somebody you got to deal with if you want to fight. Which says a lot about him as a promoter, that people only deal with you because they have to. Not because you straight. So, but regardless, man, like I say, got more fights coming up. Hey, it's UFC this weekend, ain't it? With the little dude. Oh shit, what's his name? Damn, what's his name? I think not Benavidez. It's the little dude.
Is it Figueiredo?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about. Yep.
Yeah, remember that fight. He was supposed to be fighting No Love, man. Cody No Love, Garbrandt. So I think he's fighting Perez. No Love is just, I love that motherfucking name. Yeah. Just No Love.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And the Ghetto Bird, got the Ghetto Bird circling, live from Compton. Hope they ain't looking for me. I ain't done it.
Memphis too cheap to have some helicopters. They just come 5 deep in the little bullshit squad car. Yeah, I think that's what it is this weekend. But anyway, I guess until next time, we're gonna always keep it real here. You don't like what we talking about, that's it's something you gotta deal with, make your own video or whatever. But at the same time, I just hope these young up and coming fighters understand that you do have a say in your fights. Maybe not to the degree of a Canelo Alvarez, but you don't have to put up with motherfuckers like Al Heyman just to get you fights. So
exactly.
That being said,
you the talent.
Yeah, exactly. They need you. Bob Arum ain't finna fight. If he do, they're gonna watch it. Because right now, the biggest fight right now is Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. That's the biggest fight coming up. So, there you go.
And that's all independent.
Yeah. But at the same time,
old heads, as they say.
Yep.
2 old heads.
Yep.
Getting down.
Yep.
Catching that fade.
Hey, did you see Mike Tyson's latest picture?
Yeah, I seen him.
Man, come on now. How you more ripped at 54 or whatever than you were when you was 24 or 19? Come on now. Stop the madness, Mike. You ain't that lean. Never been that lean.
Chill. Hey man, Chael Sonnen said that, man. Chael Sonnen said he think Mike Mike gonna be juiced to the gills.
Well, here's the thing. When we say juiced, because I think that's something we need to talk about too next time, some bodybuilding shit. But you don't necessarily have to take steroids. They do have SARMs now. I don't think people in the boxing community as familiar with that. You know what I'm saying? But Mike shouldn't be that lean. You know what I'm saying? Like he a little too lean, especially so far from the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see maybe night of you look, you know, which there's no real weight limit in heavyweight like that, but he shouldn't be that lean. But again though, my man Roy Jones, he ain't giving a damn. He doing his thing. So
you already know.
Yeah.
Roy Jones gonna show up, no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, so
y'all must have forgot. I still fuck with Roy. I'ma fuck with Roy Jones. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's
period.
Yeah.
He another one everybody loved. He took his losses.
Yeah, we don't care.
He was able to take his. Exactly. We still love Roy, just like Mike.
Like
Mike took his losses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Took some stupid losses too.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, some ones late in his career. Yeah. Holyfield the same way.
Yeah.
You know, when you start losing the motherfuckers, you have no business. And that's why Brook need to quit.
Yeah, before he get in bad, so he won't be able to fight again.
Yeah.
You know, Manny's in that same boat too. He's a Errol Spence hook. He's an Errol Spence hook to, being no more Manny. And I don't mean knocked out like he got knocked out, but kind of what Brook is. That orbital bone, shit like that, a rib shot, to where you just, shit ain't working the same no more.
I don't know though. Manny ain't showed too many chinks in the armor. He got some little chinks.
Yeah, but that speed.
But that shit's still holding up, man. That motherfucker's still dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, no doubt.
Whoever the fuck he fight, even at this age.
No doubt.
Just because the man just stay on his craft.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And and his style, man.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, just like with Roy Jones, he started getting older. The thing that made him great, Father Time, affects that. Like Roy, his ability to anticipate reflexes quick as shit. Manny Pacquiao, his ability to move left or right and create these angles. Like I said, that fight with Keith Thurman, first 5 rounds, man, Manny looked amazing. Round 7, Manny started slowing down. He wasn't getting away from them punches no more. And I don't know against the Spence, them 7th and 8th rounds, because what we have seen with Spence and Crawford, that power carries into the later rounds. It ain't no, let me get them to the later rounds and, take some off them punches. No, they just as ferocious. So I'm just saying, I just don't want it to happen to Manny, because what I'm saying, I got nothing but love for Manny Pacquiao. So.
Well, see, I got so much love for Manny that I don't even want him to fight Errol Spence.
Me too, or Crawford.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want him to. But I would still rather him fight Crawford than Spence, only because I just think Spence will put him in a little more danger.
And another thing too with Spence. Now we know Crawford got that, because you can see it on Crawford's face. He got that killer instinct, like he finna go and just do something dirty to you. Spence, he got that same streak on. This is more of a conniving, low down, nice guy type of way. Kind of like with John Jones. It's like this, not that he a dirty fighter, you know what I'm saying? Because we know it ain't the case. But it's like, it's some evil shit going on whenever he was hitting Brook. You can tell there was some bad intentions on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Like I'm finna end this dude's career. Plus, he already said about Manny Pacquiao, he want to get him up out of here. He want to get them old dudes up out of here. They need to retire. And he want to be the one to do it. So that says a lot about his mentality and where he gonna be going with it in the fight. So, but I agree with you. I really don't want to see him fight Errol Spence. I don't want to see that fight. But again, I don't want to see him fight Crawford either. Because Crawford will jump on you. But I guess the one good thing is in today's boxing, they do stop fights. They ain't like it was back in the day.
See, the thing is though, Crawford gets hit too.
Yeah.
So I think that Manny would have an easier time finding a Crawford than he would a Errol Spence.
Yeah, but with the
Plus,
height.
Errol Spence is so big though too.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, like he's naturally, and that's one of the reasons why I give him the edge. Just like he told, what did he tell Crawford? He told Crawford, Errol told him, hey, you lighten the ass. You lighten the ass.
And he told,
know what I mean?
And he told Mikey Garcia, he was like, that's why they have weight division. You don't belong in this weight class.
Exactly.
That's why they got weight division.
Exactly. And I think, you know what, he's gonna be looking for something to prove on Danny too.
He said he don't
So
need
we
to
might
tune
see,
up.
we might see Danny. We might see him stop Danny, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it remains to be seen.
No doubt. So, but yeah, like I said, until next time, you know, hey, Ep4 Sports Talk Syndicate.
Bet.